Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The entire NFL world woke up in shock today as the Las Vegas Raiders dropped a bombshell announcement that sent ripples across sports media. They've signed Canadian running back CHUBA Hubbard from the Carolina Panthers. Nobody saw this coming. It wasn't even rumored by the usual insiders, the Schefters, or the Rappaports of the world. It was as if the deal appeared out of thin air, catching both fans and analysts completely off guard. The Raiders, a team known for their bold moves and love for controversy, seem to have pulled off another headline-grabbing stunt. But this one feels different. It feels calculated, like the front office is trying to make a statement. After years of inconsistency in the backfield and endless questions about their offensive identity, the arrival of Hubbard could mean a fresh, explosive chapter for Las Vegas football. Some insiders are already whispering that the deal was orchestrated weeks ago in total secrecy, away from the media spotlight, as part of a larger strategy to revamp the offense around a more dynamic and balanced attack. Whatever the motive, Raider Nation is buzzing, and the NFL landscape suddenly looks a whole lot more interesting. CHUBA Hubbard, the pride of Canada, is not just any running back. He's a player with a unique story, one that starts in Sherwood Park, Alberta, and stretches all the way to the bright lights of the NFL. His journey has been one of perseverance and patience, fighting through depth charts, coaching changes, and a rotating carousel of offensive systems in Carolina. Yet through it all, he's proven himself to be a relentless competitor with an unmatched work ethic. Last season, despite sharing touches with Miles Sanders, Hubbard showed flashes of brilliance that reminded everyone of his college days at Oklahoma State, where he once ran for over 2,000 yards in a single season. Now, with the Raiders, he's stepping into a completely different spotlight. This isn't just another move. It's a chance for him to redefine his career, to go from a rotational back to a potential franchise cornerstone. Sources close to the team say the Raiders coaching staff was impressed not only by his speed and vision, but also by his maturity and leadership, traits that fit perfectly into their plan to rebuild the locker room culture. The Raiders have been desperate to rediscover their offensive identity ever since the departure of Josh Jacobs. While they've experimented with several backfield options, none seem to capture the same balance of power, agility, and reliability that Jacobs brought. That's why the signing of CHUBA Hubbard feels like a statement. It signals a shift toward a more modern, versatile offense, one that values adaptability over brute force. Hubbard isn't the type of player to bulldoze through defenders on every play, but his vision and burst make him a nightmare for defenses when used correctly. Imagine him lined up next to Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew in play-action schemes, catching swing passes or slicing through gaps created by new offensive line coach Carmen Bracillo's revamped blocking patterns. It's the kind of versatility that could give the Raiders an edge in a division dominated by offensive powerhouses like the Chiefs and Chargers. And make no mistake, the Raiders know they need every bit of creativity to compete in the AFC West. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that this move wasn't just about on-field production. It's about identity, branding, and energy. The Raiders are one of the most iconic franchises in American sports, but their identity has wavered over the past few seasons. The relocation to Las Vegas brought glitz and glamour, but the soul of the team, the gritty, rebellious commitment to excellence spirit, has been missing. Hubbard, with his humble roots and relentless drive, embodies the kind of underdog energy that the franchise wants to reignite. There's talk that this move was influenced by owner Mark Davis himself, who has reportedly been hands-on in reshaping the team's image. Signing a Canadian star might seem unconventional, but it's precisely that unpredictability that aligns with the Raiders' historical DNA. They've always been the franchise that breaks norms, that takes chances, that refuses to follow the traditional path. Analysts are already debating whether this move makes football sense. Hubbard's stats, while solid, don't exactly scream blockbuster signing. But those who watched him closely understand the nuance. He's a rhythm back, the kind who thrives when given consistent touches. Carolina rarely offered him that. In Las Vegas, the opportunity could finally arrive. If the Raiders build an offense that plays to his strengths, zone runs, screens, and quick bursts through the line, Hubbard could easily become one of the season's breakout players. It's also worth noting how well he fits into the locker room dynamic. The Raiders have been quietly shifting toward a younger, hungrier roster filled with players eager to prove themselves. Hubbard, still just 25, fits that mold perfectly. And with offensive coordinator Luke Getsy reportedly eager to experiment, we might see Hubbard in ways fans have never imagined. The reaction from fans and media has been nothing short of electric. Raider Nation, notorious for its passion and unpredictability, has flooded social media with excitement, curiosity, and a fair bit of skepticism. Some are hailing the move as genius, a low-risk, high-upside signing that could rejuvenate the offense. Others are cautious, wondering if this is just another flashy headline with little substance behind it. But no one can deny one thing. The Raiders are back in the spotlight, and they've captured the league's attention once again. Even players from other teams have taken notice. Several former Panthers teammates posted cryptic emojis on social media, hinting that they might have seen this coming. Whether it's pure coincidence or a well-orchestrated plan, one thing is certain. The Raiders just turned an ordinary NFL week into one filled with intrigue, speculation, and excitement. As more details emerge, it's becoming clear that this deal has layers far deeper than anyone initially realized. According to sources close to the situation, the Raiders front office had been monitoring CHUBA Hubbard since early last season, impressed by his efficiency and toughness in a struggling Carolina offense. They saw a player who never complained, who ran hard even when the game seemed out of reach, who carried himself with quiet confidence rather than flash. Those traits fit perfectly with what the Raiders are trying to build under head coach Antonio Pierce, a team rooted in discipline, toughness, and pride. Pierce, a former linebacker known for his no-nonsense mentality, reportedly pushed hard for this signing. He sees in Hubbard the same grit he once played with, the kind of mindset that elevates a locker room. This wasn't just a business move. It was a cultural one. Pierce wants players who fight for every inch, and Hubbard, in his eyes, is that kind of warrior. But let's not overlook the marketing side of this story. The Raiders are not just a football team. They're an entertainment brand now, especially after their move to Las Vegas. Signing CHUBA Hubbard opens up a new fan base, the Canadian market. Football has been growing rapidly in Canada, and having one of their own in silver and black could bring an entirely new wave of attention. It's smart business. Imagine the merchandise, the cross-border media coverage, and the surge in viewership. The Raiders brand thrives on being different, on blending rebellion with showmanship, and this move hits both notes perfectly. You can already imagine Canadian fans flooding Allegiant Stadium, waving maple leaf flags next to skull and crossbones banners. It's that blend of cultures, of toughness and flair, that could redefine how the Raiders are perceived globally. Whether this was part of a calculated PR move or simply a happy coincidence, it's bound to make waves beyond the football field. Of course, every big move brings questions. Can CHUBA Hubbard handle the pressure of being the guy? Playing in Las Vegas isn't like Carolina. The spotlight burns hotter, the expectations are sky high, and one bad game can dominate headlines for a week. But those who know Hubbard say he's built for this. He's not the type to chase fame or get lost in distractions. His focus has always been singular: improve, compete, and contribute. That mindset could be exactly what the Raiders need amid the chaos of a market obsessed with drama. And don't forget, Hubbard's background as a Canadian athlete has shaped him differently. He's used to being underestimated, overlooked, and doubted. That chip on his shoulder is part of what drives him. Now, under the bright lights of Allegiant Stadium, he'll have the platform to silence every skeptic and prove that his story is far from finished. Insiders say that the chemistry between Hubbard and the Raiders' coaching staff was immediate during private workouts. There's a sense of mutual respect, a shared hunger for redemption. The Raiders want to erase years of mediocrity. Hubbard wants to prove he belongs among the league's elite. That kind of alignment can be powerful. Already, players inside the building are reportedly excited. One veteran lineman was overheard saying, "He runs angry." We love that. That kind of energy spreads fast in a locker room. Suddenly, practices feel sharper, the atmosphere more focused. It's these subtle cultural shifts that often precede a breakout season. The Raiders might not be favorites in the AFC West, but they're building something quietly dangerous, an underdog identity wrapped in swagger and belief. And Chuba Hubbard might just be the unexpected heartbeat of that transformation. The move also sends a message to the rest of the league. The Raiders are no longer content with being predictable. For years, critics have accused them of lacking direction, of making moves that felt reactionary rather than strategic. This signing flips that narrative. It feels like part of a long-term plan, investing in youth, speed, and versatility. With Hubbard, the Raiders gain not just a running back, but a weapon who can catch, block, and stretch defenses. His football IQ, often underrated, could open up play-calling options the team hasn't explored in years. Analysts are already speculating that the Raiders' offense might look more like the 2019 49ers or even the 2020 Browns. Heavy on motion, balance between run and pass, unpredictable at every snap. If that vision comes to life, the rest of the AFC might have to start taking Las Vegas seriously again. For now, though, it's all excitement and speculation. The season hasn't even started, but the buzz is undeniable. Las Vegas thrives on spectacle, and the Raiders just delivered another headline that feels straight out of Hollywood. Chuba Hubbard, the quiet Canadian with a relentless motor, stepping into the chaos of Sin City. It's the kind of storyline that sports media lives for. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But one thing's certain, everyone will be watching. And for the Raiders, that's already a victory. Because in a league driven by storylines, by momentum, and by the court of public opinion, perception often becomes reality. Right now, the perception is clear. The Raiders are daring to dream again, and Chuba Hubbard is at the center of that dream, ready to turn whispers into something unforgettable. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers from inside the league suggest that rival teams are already recalibrating their defensive strategies in anticipation of Hubbard's arrival. Scouts and coordinators alike are studying his college tape with renewed intensity, looking for tendencies, weaknesses, and hidden strengths. What makes this signing particularly fascinating is the element of unpredictability. Hubbard isn't a household name like Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley, which means defenses might underestimate him initially, giving the Raiders an early season advantage. Sources say that Las Vegas is planning to use him in creative packages, swing passes, jet sweeps, misdirection runs that could keep opposing defenses off balance. The intrigue isn't just about raw numbers. It's about how Hubbard's versatility could transform an entire offensive philosophy. Raiders insiders are buzzing with anticipation, hinting that the team could be unveiling a new-look attack designed specifically around his strengths, a move that might catch the AFC West entirely by surprise and set the tone for a season of unexpected results. Off the field, the social media storm is intensifying. Fans are dissecting every photo, every training camp snippet, and every cryptic tweet for signs of Hubbard's integration into Raider Nation. Canadian fans are particularly energized, sharing clips of his college highlights alongside Las Vegas skyline shots, celebrating a symbolic crossing of borders and cultures. Influencers and analysts are jumping into live-stream debates over how quickly he can make an impact and whether this could mark the beginning of a new era for the Raiders. The buzz is almost palpable, creating a sense of momentum before the first preseason game even kicks off. Merchandise pre-orders featuring Hubbard's name and number are reportedly spiking, and speculation about potential endorsement deals is rampant. In essence, Hubbard isn't just a player anymore. He's a story, a headline, a narrative that the Raiders and the NFL at large are eager to explore. Finally, the question remains, can this calculated gamble pay off on the gridiron? History is full of examples where high-profile moves either redefine a franchise or fade into a footnote. Hubbard's trajectory will be closely watched, not just by fans of the Raiders, but by the entire league, as a test case for how talent, timing, and organizational vision intersect. Coaches, teammates, and commentators alike are waiting to see if the chemistry hinted at in workouts will translate to production under game day pressure. The excitement, the speculation, the whispering rumors, it all adds up to a season that could feel like a turning point. Chuba Hubbard's story, once a quiet tale of perseverance and patience, now has the potential to become a headline-grabbing saga, one that might define the Raiders' identity for years to come, and perhaps, finally, give the fans the hero they've been waiting for in the desert city of Las Vegas. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.